Hello, this is a video for some help with Algebra Knowledge Organizer 1 on expressions, and I'm just going to go through what an expression is, what like terms are, and how to collect terms. So, as you can see here, in the first example, we've written an expression, and a term is one section of the expression. So this is a term. Okay, now in the expression there are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individual terms, but some of them are what we call like terms. So 3x and this 6x are what we call like terms because they both contain x's. Now this term is different from this x squared term and this x squared term because these are actually different terms because x squared is different to just x on its own. So when we are collecting like terms, so for example here we've got 4 separate terms. Okay, this 3x is different to these two x squareds. Now 2x squared and this 3x squared can be put together. They are like terms, so they can add together and I would get 5x squared. Okay, now the x squared and the x squared do not add together to give you x to the power of 4. It just means I have 2x squared. It's like saying I have 2 apples plus 3 apples, so I have 5 apples altogether. But just instead of the word apple, I've got x squared. Okay, now there are no other terms that have an x, so this 3x just stays on its own. And there are no other terms that have a y, so I'm just going to add this on the end here. Now, the reason I'm adding is because these two terms are positive terms. So this is a positive 3x, this is a positive 5y, and these add signs just reflect that these are positive numbers. Now, moving on with x squared, for example, here are some more terms, but this time I'm not adding them, I am multiplying them. So we've done this before when we did the algebra unit in module 1 and showing you how to understand algebra expressions. So 5 times x is the same as 5x squared. So we can use an indice, so this squared, when we want to multiply two letters that are the same together. Okay, now in algebra we don't write time signs because they look very similar to an x, and that's why they are just joined together. So 5 times x becomes 5x, x times x becomes x squared. So here at the bottom there is only one x rather than 2 x's, so 3 times x would be simplified as 3x without the time sign. Okay, now that means these are two separate and different terms because you can see they're actually made of different letters in the expression. So x squared involves an x times x, whereas x just involves a single x. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 examples from the knowledge organizer. So you can see here, the first example is question 3a on the knowledge organizer, and I'm going to collect these terms together. So 2x plus x plus 3x plus y. Okay, so I'm going to start with the x's, and I'm going to put a box around everything that is an x term. And if you notice here, I haven't just put a box around the x, I've put a box around the add sign as well, because this add sign belongs to the term that's straight after it. So this plus, or this add, belongs to this 3y, and this final addition sign belongs to the y at the end. Okay, so I'm going to deal with the x's first. 2x plus 1x. So just because it's an x on its own, it still means I have 1. I'm going to put them together. 3x. And then I've got 3y plus 1y plus 4y. Now, these add together to give me a positive 4y. And that's why I have a plus sign in between my two terms. So let's look at an example involving negatives. So here I've got 6f, subtract 5g, subtract 2g, plus 3f. So the same method as the previous example. I'm going to look at the f's first. So I've got 6f plus 3f. I'm going to add these two together, 9f. And now I've got these g terms left. Now this g term isn't just 5g, it is negative 5g. And this is not just 2g, it's negative 2g, or take away 2g. Now if we think about a number line, and if this is negative 5, and this is negative 4, I'm just going to draw my number line in. If I want to add, I would go up the number line. But if I want to subtract, I will go down the number line. So if I want to take away or subtract, I would go down the number line. So I want to do negative 5. This is our starting number. And I want to subtract 2g. So I'm going to start at negative 5. And I'm going to subtract 2. So I end up at negative 7. So my answer is going to be negative 7g. I hope this helps.